I'm here with Zonic after the defeat to Spirit in the quarterfinals of the Major. Zonic, 2-0 defeat. You guys are out of the Major. You had a great track record against Spirit. You had the veto going for you, it seemed like, but in the end, you couldn't get it done. What do you think went wrong today?
I think multiple things went wrong. We have focused a lot on the playbook this season and having good agreements, focus on spacing, focus on trading, utility, all of this. And it seems like sometimes when things get a bit rough or hectic, maybe it's nerves or whatever, we kind of go away from the things that we normally do well. Kind of want to find this balance between giving the players freedom, but when things are not clicking, then focus a bit more on the team play, increasing the chances of us coming successful out of duels or when we're taking sides. And sometimes it just feels like we're a bit off, with the communication and people are not listening to each other. These things, but it is what it is. I think we have been in a rebuild phase, I would say, this season, and apart from Cologne, we have done well. But obviously, we had higher hopes for this season to have everything culminate, and this obviously needs to go home and do better. I also need to do better. It's not been good enough this tournament, and take responsibility for that.
Were you surprised with their approach on Nuke? Zweih looked unstoppable on the CT side. You guys were never able to make him uncomfortable, and they were hitting pretty much every shot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they, especially this guy was very good towards in and had some good rounds that, it goes fast in TeSeS. And there were some of these key rounds where he just got too many multi-kills in order for us to maybe have a chance to come back and do a stronger T side. And yeah, it is what it is. Props to them. I think they had a strong plan and the individuals were hitting their shots. So.
On this too, you were in control during a long period, but it felt like as soon as Spirit started winning rounds in the second half, you could see the momentum shift a little bit. Even when you got to 12 rounds, it felt like Spirit still had the upper hand. How do you look at that game?
Yeah, I think it's one of those games where I don't know if we got nervous or whatever, but even though it looks good on paper, 11-6 or whatever it was, it can quickly go the other way around. It doesn't take that many full versus full rounds for them to make the comeback, and maybe we were a bit too stubborn. Maybe I did some wrong calls in timeout. Then there was also some unlucky round. There was a round where we had in my opinion, a strong plan, and then Monacy thought he only saw one towards B, and we wanted to capitulate on that and search B, and there was one guy that he apparently didn't see, and yeah, it's just one of these games where it kind of got into our head that we knew that okay, we have a good lead. The day is not the best already, and then yeah. I also have to give props to them. I think they played really well, but should probably have done something different, clearly.
It is hard to look past the individual struggles of TeSeS. He ends this tournament with a .86 rating. How do you look at this current individual moment? Are you guys discussing this in the team, and what are you doing to make sure that he can get back to his best shape?
I mean, with the players that we have, TeSeS is a very important piece. He's very good at supporting, sacrificing for the team. Making sure everyone is feeling comfortable. So I don't focus too much on his stats. Yes, I will go back and look at it, of course, and he needs to uphold some sort of standard. But for him, he does so many good things for the team, both on and off the server. So it is just what it is. I mean, he has been a key part of us having good success this season as well. And one tournament is not gonna shake that.
Looking at the year as a whole, 5 second places, only 1 trophy. At the majors, you couldn't go beyond the quarterfinals. This is not the year you were looking for. What needs to change for 2026?
I think it's this famous saying: is the glass half full or half empty? For my side of things, we did not have many chances to build the system or to build our playbook in the first part of the season. We had the ambition of getting into a comfortable state in terms of VIS with the former lineup of Magisk and Dexter. And then mid-season we changed and got Monacy in and barely had time to practice because we had to go to Australia and then back to Denmark, and then 1 week after we had to go to Dallas, and then there was the major, and that was pretty much our schedule. So I think we counted that we had 25 or 30 practice days with Monacy in total before preparing for the major. So it was a tough first half. I think second half started out a bit rough at Cologne, but only had 7 days of practice with Kyosuke and also 2 players in new roles. But after that, we have been pretty. I think the word for this season has to be consistency. But that is not where we want to be. We obviously don't want to be top 4 at every event. We want to win more trophies, but it's also how we react to this. I mean, we have come far. I know people's perception, but also Falcons' own perception of this team is to win trophies. My job is also to make sure that we can hopefully be in a spot where we can reach a higher floor and focus a bit more on team play when things are not clicking, and then give more freedom when things are. But overall, it's tough to say. I don't know if this is just going against whatever people think, but I'm some sort of satisfied with what we have built this season. Would I wanted more trophies? Of course, I would have wanted more trophies, but just changing instantly, changing rosters, it's not who I usually am. I know people think otherwise, but for me, it's also about continuing what we have built. And of course, we need more trophies. Of course, we need to do better. But if we can put us in a position where it's just these 3 or 4 percentages in order for us to maybe go all the way, I think this is what we have shown, at least from Hong Kong. And then, work more on the mental side as well. I think that's also one thing for next season.
Perfect. Thank you so much.